such an exciting time planning your backpacker trip. It's even better when you're away. But, and I'm sorry to be a party pooper, here's a question for you. Well, actually, there are two questions. What's the worst thing that could happen to you while you're away and thousands of miles from home? And if that happened, who's going to help you? I've been running my own travel insurance business since 2011, and back in the day, I went on my own backpacker adventure, so I know what I'm talking about. Now, while you think about an answer to the question I just asked you, let me tell you about the type of headline and story I see far too often. It's the one where a family are desperately trying to raise tens of thousands of pounds to help their son or daughter who have had an accident or fallen very ill in a remote part of the world because they didn't have any backpacker insurance. Don't let that happen to you. Imagine how your friends would feel if they got an email with the words, "Please help, GoFundMe appeal," and there's your name in the subject line. Now, in the UK, we're used to getting free hospital care on the NHS, but pretty much everywhere else in the world, you have to pay. With backpacker insurance, your medical expenses are covered. Now, going back to my earlier question, here's a real example for you. One of my customers was just a couple of weeks into his backpack trip when he had a serious jet ski accident in Thailand. He had to have surgery, spent a lot of time in hospital, and had to have medical assistance on his flight home. How much do you think all that treatment cost? £50,000. Now, he had backpacker insurance, so those costs were covered. But imagine what a totally awful situation he and his family would have been in if he didn't have that insurance. Now, I know what you're thinking. It won't happen to me, but I'm afraid things sometimes can and do go wrong. So to recap, having a backpacker insurance with medical expenses included is a must, not just to help you, but also to protect your family and friends from having to deal with a terrible situation. Here are 3 quick tips about medical expenses in backpacker insurance you should look out for. 1, I would say the minimum level of cover you need is £1 million. 2, make sure that getting you back to the UK is included. This is known as repatriation. If you have a bad accident or get very ill, this can be complicated and expensive. For example, a specialist medical air ambulance from Asia back home can cost hundreds of thousands of pounds. 3rd and finally, is there a 24-hour helpline available if you have a problem? If you do need help, you'll need to be able to speak to someone whatever day of the week it is and whatever time it is. Look out for those 3 things when you're choosing your backpacker insurance. Now, do you want to know more? That's why I put together my Backpack Smart checklist. That's SMART for SMART. It's full of the essential info you need when you're planning your trip. And the M in SMART? Well, that's what I've been talking about just now. It stands for medical expenses. You can get your own copy of my Backpack Smart checklist now for free. Just go to backpacksmartchecklist.com. That's backpacksmartchecklist.com. Of course, if you want any more travel tips or advice, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. But otherwise, thanks for watching and safe travels.